This video will be about the chalice veil. After I've cut the chalice veil and put the cross where I want it to be, if the fabric is light like this one here, put a piece of fabric behind it to hold it in place so the cross will not sag. Once you've placed it where you want, you tack it at the edge, and then when it's in place, then you can work from the center and work out to the edges. If you do it that way, you'll find that it won't buckle. Now this cross here is a lighter cross, and you wouldn't necessarily have to put a backing behind it since it's not very heavy. But if you don't do it to this one, it will sag. After I'll take these stitches out, and I will trim it the amount of my seam allowance and trim around the cross as well, keeping it attached to the bottom just here. So you'll take this little piece out here, and then when you sew it, it'll be like this, and this part here will be tucked under, so it will hold this piece attached to the cross. I'm going to show you how to do the corners. Okay. I'm just pretending that this is the fabric. Okay, so I've used a darker thread, and what I've done is I've measured a 1/2 inch. Well, my template here is a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to mark it a 1/2 inch from the edge. So I'll stop right at the pin. Then I'm going to pick it up, turn it, and sew it. Okay. You're going to sew. Okay, here's the veil. What I do is after I've put the lining on top of this, I start approximately here, sew to the corner, turn, and do all the other 3 corners, and then stop about here. So that way you only have a little bit to turn under. Okay, now here's the edge. In order to get the fabric to lay nicely at the corners, just clip it like so. So when you turn it inside out, it'll be quite square. You're going to use something to make sure that the corner's even more square, or you're more particular. Just be careful that you don't go through the fabric. So after I have it, I'm going to turn this here like this to this piece and to the lining, and I'm going to pin it in place, and then I'm going to press it. If you don't do that and you just try to pin it and sew it, a lot of times it'll be crooked. If you want to check it to make sure it's straight, you can take your pattern and place it on top of your finished product before you do the top part. And if you're a new sewer, you could make another pattern like this with either the 1/2 inch or the 5/8 inch seam allowance, and then place this pattern piece right on top of your finished chalice veil, so that way it'll be square. Good luck.